If they asked what our wedding colors are, then you would maybe say pink. But
there's wedding colors.
yes, Brandon. So today we're gonna do an engagement Q&A. So you guys sent me in some questions, but before we get to your guys' questions, I have a few questions I want to ask Brandon because he hasn't even told me everything about the behind the scenes for the proposal yet. So, okay, so one thing that you guys probably don't know that I know is that he had like several proposal plans that like got canceled before he could do his actual proposal. So he's gonna actually finally tell me what those were and like the whole story from like the very beginning. So when did you know how you're gonna propose the first time? Like when did you get your first idea?
So when your parents told us that they were going to Disney World, I thought, Kenzie and Disney, gotta propose in Disney World. So that was my plan. So I had a dream that I proposed to you in Disney World, and that the way I proposed in the dream was those cartoon drawing people that draw you with the big heads.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The
caricature artists. They drew us, but they drew me down on one knee, holding the ring.
Oh.
And you acting all surprised, but like you didn't know that. We just posed like normal, and then you like went to look at the picture, and you were wondering why it was drawn that way, and then you turned around, boom, there I was with the ring.
That'd be cool.
That was my proposal idea, mostly because it came to me in a dream. Because I dreamt it, I was like,
that's why you kept saying you wanted to get the caricature.
Yeah, I wanted to make sure we were gonna do that, so that way I could propose that way in Disney. And then, so I just thought, okay, Magic Kingdom, find a caricature artist there, that's gonna be perfect, and that'll work. And then your parents decided to try to cancel or not cancel, but kept pushing back the Disney World trip.
Yeah.
And like messing with it and saying like whether or not we were gonna go, or they didn't have money for it. No, this was before.
Oh, this is before when we first started planning it.
When we first started planning it.
Okay.
So then I thought, okay, well, Kenzie and I will just take a trip by ourselves to Disneyland. Okay. And I'll just do it in California Adventures or Disneyland, wherever they have the caricature artists there, because that works then too. Yeah. So like, I'll just take you, and then we'll do it that way. And that'd be a very expensive proposal, but you know, like whatever, I'll do it that way. And then when we told your mom that, your mom was like, no, like we gotta do it. And it's not just gonna be you two. We gotta do Disney World then.
Gotta do the whole family.
So yeah, so then she said we are going to Disney World, and then she finally confirmed it to me. So I said, okay, so now I don't have to plan a Disneyland trip with Kenzie. Okay. Now we can plan Disney World again. So then we started planning Disney World trip. I got all excited, revamped for my proposal idea. Same thing, caricature artist, turn around, boom. And I thought it was cool because I liked the idea that like there was gonna be like a forever drawing of me proposing, and like we'd have that forever. You know what I mean? So like that was like the cool part of it to me, was it was like you didn't need a picture of it because we'll have like the actual souvenir that I like, the thing that I used to propose with, you know. We'd have that forever. So that was cool. And so yeah, so then that didn't work. And then I called Disney and asked them about where the caricature artists were, and they said it was in Epcot or in Animal Kingdom. And I was like, oh no, shoot, like I don't want to propose in Epcot or Animal Kingdom. I want to do it Magic Kingdom because Magic Kingdom was the closest to Disneyland, and it's like Disney stuff. Yeah. And so I was kind of caught between two proposal ideas. One was just doing it at Epcot, because Epcot it was right next to the Eiffel Tower. So, and they light up the Eiffel Tower at night. So I figured that the caricature artist, if we went, and I reserved a time that we would go, we were gonna go at like 7 p.m. or something, right a half hour before he closes, and you know they all knew about it. Disney World knew about it, everything.
Weird.
So I told him that this was gonna be one of my ideas, but I was still like deciding between this way or another way. And so it was gonna be right in front of the Eiffel Tower, with the lights all doing whatever, and he was gonna draw the Eiffel Tower in the background with the Princess Castle on the other side, like a pathway leading up to it, and you wearing like a little tiara in the picture, going like this, and then me like kind of looking like a prince, you know, with the ring or whatever, and that's what is gonna be the drawing. So that was one of my ideas. And like I didn't know which one I was going to do, and I wasn't gonna decide till we were on the trip, and I saw both places for myself.
Okay.
So then the other one that I booked, that was like, the caricature artist was going to be like $80 or something for everything.
Okay.
And then the other one that I booked was at Magic Kingdom. Right, there's like a little spot that they just released. Like when I called them, he said, I'm not supposed to tell you this because we're not going to release it for another 2 weeks. But there's like a private area that just you and your family can book, and no one else will be around. He said it's like, I think it was like a $50 package. I can't remember how much it is. But he said basically it's like a $50 package. We take you to like, it's like a Magic Garden type of place where it's like away from everyone else, but you can still see the castle in the background. And it's just basically a spot where you take pictures of you and your family like in front of the castle where no one else is going to be. And it's like all dolled up and pretty over there. And he said you could do it there. And so I booked that one too because I was like, just in case. But I didn't pay for any of it yet, but I was going to before the Disney World trip got canceled. And then the Disney World trip got canceled. Yeah. And then I was like, well, shoot. Now all my ideas are out the window. So like I had plan A and plan B in case, you know, like none of those worked, but I didn't know which one was plan A or plan B yet. And then I was like, okay, well, recuperate. Let's try to come up with something else, Brandon. Like, you know. So then I was like, what is something in Washington that I can do to propose to you? Like, that's going to be nice and look cool. So another one of my ideas was I called Emily because I was freaking out and I didn't know what to do. And Emily was like, well, why don't I come in town here next month and we'll go to your UW spring game and we'll play it up like that's the whole reason we're going is because I went to the UW spring game last year. We'll play it like, you know, like it's going to be an every year thing, even if it's not. And we'll say that the trip is for the UW thing, but then we're going to go to the Tulip Garden for Kenzie, and I'm going to take pictures of you guys at the Tulip Garden there, and you can just propose to the Tulip Garden. That way it's super photogenic, and it looks really pretty, and then Kenzie gets proposed to in the Tulip Garden. And I was like, that sounds cool. So, like, and that was kind of, well, we kind of came up with it together, but yeah, so it's kind of like both of our idea, and Emily's like, oh, yay, like, this is so fun, this is going to work so good. Then I called Tulip Garden, and Tulip Garden shut down because of COVID. So that wasn't even open. And then the UW spring game was canceled anyways, so we couldn't go. So I was like, well, shoot. And I told Emily, don't book the tickets, don't come in town because all this is canceled. Emily's like, okay. So I said, let's find another date for you to come in town, and Emily's like, okay. And so talked about it. A couple weeks later, we came up with, I don't know how I'm going to propose, but I'm going to propose on your birthday. Okay. And so I said, so we're going to propose so I'm going to propose on Kenzie's birthday, so you need to come in town for like a week, like just for Kenzie's birthday or whatever. So eventually we found out the times we wanted Emily to come. And she wrote it all down, but she didn't book the flight yet because her mom wouldn't let her just in case because of COVID. And so I told her, like, no matter what, I'm not pushing back any further than Kenzie's birthday. I've got to propose on her birthday.
A good thing you didn't, too, because it's already even hard to book things.
And that was like April that we were saying this. This was like, so we talked to your mom about it, and your mom was being like super dodgy about the whole thing. Like, and it was like hard communicating with that many people, like about you know,
because everyone has a different schedule.
Everyone has a different opinion on what you should do and all this. And my mom kept saying that there's a horse-drawn carriage that you can book that will travel anywhere, and it's like $300 or something.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah, but it'll travel, and they'll like ride you to any like 2 locations or something. And so my mom was like, why don't you book that and propose that way? And I thought, well, like, I don't know, I'll keep that in
really
mind.
Cool.
Yeah, I was like, I keep that in mind, but I don't know. Then eventually I was like, okay. And then Emily and I decided, okay, well, we'll just say that we're going to go hiking on our birthday and we'll propose when we go hiking. And we said, okay, that was another plan. And another plan was to take you somewhere that was really cool, like on your birthday, and then come back home, throw a surprise party for you where all your family's here, and then have you opening presents, and then say, like, hold on, there's one last present. And then I proposed that way. That was another idea, and that I was throwing around.
Gosh. If anyone's getting engaged, they're gonna be like, oh, thanks for all the ideas.
Yeah, so I can't remember. There's, I don't know. And then there was another way that I was thinking about proposing, where the day before your birthday, I was gonna say that I was doing homework or doing something, and I was gonna drive to a spot like in Tri-Cities that just looks okay, and I was gonna doll it up, like with like flower petals and like, you know, like stuff everywhere, so it looked all cool, like heart or something. I don't know, you know, all the pink and red stuff that girls like, whatever, and then take you there, and then you'd be like, what the heck is all this? And then propose there. But I don't know. So those were all my ideas. But eventually I was like, okay, hike is super simple.
Yep. Just
keep it simple, because this way nothing can get ruined. Nothing can go wrong.
Well, it still did.
And then it still did. So I was like, yeah, it was a lot. Finally it worked though, so.
Yeah.
That's the whole story. That's everything that happened.
That's a lot of different ideas.
Yep.
Oh my gosh.
So I'm sorry you didn't get the Disney World proposal.
It's okay. To be honest, I thought that you were going to do it that way. But, like, after it's all done...
I have something else to say. Sorry to cut you off.
Oh.
When we were watching YouTube at night,
yeah, and that one,
video
that guy
came on, was that guy proposed the caricature artist way, I was so mad. I couldn't even explain
I know, I was making you watch it. I'm like, it's so cute. Look what he's doing. You're like, Kenzie.
I was so mad.
You're like,
first of all, I didn't think anyone else would think of that. And then I also didn't want you to think that once I proposed that way, or if I chose to, that I got the idea from the guy, because I didn't. I had it months. I had it years before that I saw that. So I was so mad when I was watching that.
I was thinking about that when you were telling me.
I was like, so mad. Yeah, when we were watching that and like that random video came on, you're like,
well, at least you know I thought it was cute.
Yeah, you're like, that's a cute idea. I'm like, don't ever comment on that ever again. I'm so mad at that. And I hate that I got to do it and I didn't. That's so annoying.
Whatever, it's fine. But yeah, what I was saying is that like, when you and I were first talking about how like we wanted to get engaged, and like that we wanted to get engaged like this spring or summer, like before I was always like thinking like to myself like, oh my gosh, like I was almost stressing out, like, oh my gosh, I hope it's really cool, like I hope it's a really cool way. And then like, but when you're proposing and like after, I'm like, honestly, I literally don't care. Like I literally don't care like how you propose. It's just like,
to me it would have been cool.
It's special no matter what though. Like it's like you don't have to updo it. Like it's already special, so like it doesn't have to be like extra special. Like you're asking me to marry you. It's like it's already special. Like we don't need to make it a whole thing.
But like, wouldn't that have been cool?
Yeah, but like before you get engaged, you think it has to be a thing. But then when you're afterwards, you're like, okay, it didn't have. It could. I could
totally see that from the girl's perspective. From the guy's perspective, no, you have to make it.
Because I don't even like. Something. I love Disney, but I'm not sitting here thinking, wow, I wish that happened to me. I'm just kind of like, I don't really care. Like it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, I'm not disappointed in the way that I propose. I mean, it just sucks like having it be like your idea and then just having it not come to fruition.
Yeah. Well, it's just frustrating that like we've waited 6 years and like we've tried to do everything right and then it just doesn't work out. It's just, that's probably frustrating.
Yeah, COVID ruined a lot, and even like, yeah, you didn't even know you were getting, I mean, you had a somewhat of an idea, but you weren't 100% sure.
Yeah.
Like, do you see why I was so mad when Disney World got canceled?
Yeah.
Just so you know, I literally had the ring packed in my backpack.
Really?
With like socks tied around it. That's why I had socks in it, so I could pack up like socks. so you wouldn't know the difference. And then if they decided to search it in the airport, I had a rubber band around the ring case with a note tied to it that said, "Engagement ring, please be discreet." A little smiley face.
Sorry.
So in that way, like if they somehow unwrapped it and they found it, they wouldn't make a big deal about it.
You could have just gotten me the heck away from you too.
I don't know how, not in the airport. You're like,
I know.
Great.
He could have just been like, been mean to me and then apologized later.
Yeah.
That's like so, wow, that's so stressful.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wait, so when did you buy the ring?
I bought the ring back in like, I don't know, like November or something. Yeah, and then, I bought it Black Friday.
Okay, here's the thing. I know the jewelry, like, sale days. So I was like, he should really be buying the ring, but like, of course I'm not supposed to know when you're buying it, so like, I couldn't
I have a
talk
friend,
to you about it, but...
I have a friend who works for Zales, and he told me, like they're from middle school, we played basketball together in middle school, and he was like, the best time to buy it is on this day.
Yeah.
He was like, you have to come in this day.
But when did you go? Because I was with you all Black Friday.
Oh, remember when we were playing hide and seek with the Young Life people in the mall?
Yeah.
Yeah, I bought it. When
you bought it when we were playing hide and seek? I was in the mall when you bought the ring?
Yep, you were with me. Because I knew you would never suspect it.
What?
Yeah.
Wait, so is that what you and Brian were talking about? Or did he... That's what you guys were talking about.
Yep,
and you
I wanted to
lied
show him
about
the ring.
it.
Yeah. And you, I don't know, you didn't believe us. We like dropped it or something.
Well, I knew Brian was acting weird because his face got red and he was just like... But I was just like, he's always
you came
like
over.
that.
Like, I don't know why you walked over to us.
Because I didn't think you got... why would I think that you were buying a ring during hide and seek?
I don't know, so yeah.
That's so weird. I was hiding.
That was smart though, huh? That's super smart.
That's risky though. What if I moved?
I knew you wouldn't. I was like, I've got this. And plus, I led you in a direction completely away from Zale, so I had time to run back to
Remember, I was like, we should hide together.
Yeah.
And you're just like, no, this is a game. Be serious.
Yeah. So, and then I went up and...
What the heck?
Yeah, and no one was going to find me, but I had to sit up and I wanted to look at the ring a little bit just because. So I like looked at it for a while. And
but your mom was with you?
No, she was with me when I picked it out. I didn't buy it until, because I'd wait for the sale to engage before I bought it.
So weird.
So my mom was with me when I picked it out because I don't remember what you were doing that day, but you were busy. And so I had to buy it on that exact day. And because I had to buy it on the exact day that the sale was going, I was with you all day that day. And then we just got really lucky and we had to play hide and seek for Young Life in the mall. So I was like, so I led you in a direction away from Zales and I was like, you were like, I'm gonna hike here or whatever. I was like, okay, yeah. And then you went and hid and they were like, okay, like you have like it has some like 5 minutes left to hide. And so I sprinted over to Zales, bought the ring really fast, and then sprinted upstairs. And I was like freaking out because I had the ring and I was like sitting there hiding or whatever. And then I couldn't hide.
Oh, we went to dinner afterwards. What did you do with it? We literally went to Olive Garden afterwards.
Yep, I had it. I had it with me. I remember.
It's so weird.
Yeah, I forgot about that. I was laughing.
That is really weird.
Yeah, because I had it with me at the time when we were at dinner. I put it in my wallet, I think.
That's so weird.
But yeah, and I showed a bunch of the Young Life people when they found me. Like I showed Kobe.
That's why everyone was acting so weird to me that night. Everyone was acting so weird.
Yep, because I was like...
They were like, no one wanted to talk to me.
And that's the reason, that's the reason that they even found me, was because I couldn't just sit there anymore, because I was like way too anxious at that point, because I had the ring, and it's like...
Why
it's an
did you pick
adrenaline
that
rush.
one time to go do that? I guess it was the day.
It was the one day I had to do it.
Yeah.
I couldn't get away from you or without looking suspicious.
Yeah.
And we just happened to have something played in the mall that day. I was like...
I was so sad because I was expecting you to like somehow go away from me to get a deal, and so I thought, oh, he didn't get the deal, now he's gonna overpay.
Nope.
Because I know all the jewelry sales.
Yep. Nope. I'm a genius.
Weird.
I think of these things.
That's so weird.
You have to admit, I'm pretty well thought out.
That's so weird. I didn't think you were this good at stuff.
I am. Yep, I planned ahead on like everything. And I had like in Disney World, I had like every detail planned. Like I told you, I called Disney World like 5 or 6 times.
Yeah.
Just so I had backup plans on backup plans in case stuff happened.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So, But Disney's not as nice as I thought they'd be about an engagement.
Do you know
They won't do
what
much.
almost ruined your proposal?
What?
Their real proposal? You wouldn't take your hands out of your pockets. So I suspect
because there was a big ring case that was holding the ring, and it was in my pocket.
But your pockets always have so much stuff in them.
Maybe not. I don't know. Okay, but yeah, no, I had like a big ring thing in my pocket that stuck out like this.
Right here.
Yeah, see, look. You put this in your pocket. Hold on. And you tell me that this doesn't look like a ring thing.
Yeah. Well, first off, I saw that. I saw the bulge of the ring. When you were doing something where you had to use your hands, and I wasn't even looking for anything, but I saw that, but your pockets, I can't get it out. Your pockets were so full that I was just like, maybe that's just something weird, because you always have weird things in your pockets.
That's what I figured you
And
would
then you
think.
put your
That's why I
hands in
thought
your
it was
pockets,
pretty
and
safe.
that's what made me feel like you may be proposing, because you kept walking with your hands. You never have your hands in your pockets ever.
I do, sometimes.
You never do.
Yeah, I do.
Never.
No, I thought I did.
That was the only thing that made me suspectful, is because you kept doing that.
No, I think you were kind of suspicious anyways.
I was only suspicious. Okay, do you want me to tell you all the suspicions that you left?
Because
First
Emily
off-
came in town.
First off, because, okay, so you told me, after being on the phone with Emily, how you had to go alone and tell her about your proposal, which I knew you were going to talk about the proposal, but I just was like, well, whatever. After you're done talking to her, you came to me and you said, I really wanted Emily to fly in town for your proposal, or your birthday, but she can't do either because of COVID. And so I was like, oh, okay, like, that sucks. And so when you said that, I was like, well, maybe he's throwing me off. Maybe he's, like, planning on her coming. And so then I was, like, really suspicious. And I was like, But then when months went by and she never came, I was like, oh, okay, maybe she's not coming. And so then I was like, ugh. And so I started getting bummed. And I started talking to Emily about planning trips together because I just want to see her now. But then Emily came in town. So then once she came in town, I was like, is he going to propose when she's in town? Because that's when I remembered what you said, and I was like super suspicious. And then for some reason I was like falling asleep, and I had this feeling that like I was going to get engaged when she's here. And it was weird. And that the whole time I was like, Kenzie, when she leaves, like, you're going to be a proposed woman. And I was like,
proposed?
And I was like,
You mean a fiance?
I was like,
An engaged woman?
I was like, why am I thinking about this? And then the next day, like, I wanted to like say something to you just to like, oh no, it was when you left. You were gonna leave, and I was like to go home at night, and I was like, hey, I was like, I'm sorry that like you won't be getting very much attention while she's here, and you're like, oh, we'll see about that. But you were super tired, and so you were just saying things, and I'm like, wait, what does that mean? And so then I was like, oh wait, what if that means that he is proposing?
That's literally what I was doing. I was trying to hint at that.
And so then the next day I told you, I'm like, I'm so sad you're not, when we were alone, I'm like, I'm so sad that you're not proposing when Emily's here because I wish she could see me get engaged. And you're like, yeah, too bad. And so I'm like, well, I guess he's not proposing.
That's why I said that.
And then
what do you expect me to say there?
I don't know, but then
oh shoot, well, you're in luck.
well then so then it was the day before my birthday, and I was talking to Emily, and we were just like up laughing until like 12:30 or something like that. And so then I was telling her what you said. I'm like, Brandon said the weirdest thing. He said this when he was leaving, and she was like, he's so weird, but she was acting like she said it like, oh crap. And I'm like, I was just like, what? And so then I kept pushing because I'm like, okay, I feel like I'm onto something. So then I told her, I'm like, why did Brandon say months ago that he was trying to get you in town for a proposal? It's weird because now you're here. And she was just like, oh yeah,
you're trapping her at that
I know.
point. You're being mean.
She's like, oh yeah, that's so weird. And then I was like, I got her. And then when I woke up, I was like, well, he would never do it on my birthday. It's my birthday. Like, that would just be weird. And so then I was like, yeah, he's not gonna do it. It's my birthday. He wouldn't, like, I just didn't think he'd do it, like, on an already special day.
That was my point.
So then I was like, okay,
plan.
he probably is gonna do it tomorrow or something. So then, when we were on the hike and you had your hands in your pockets, then that's when my heart was racing because I'm like, oh gosh, I think he's going to do it. And then we got to the waterfall, and I was like, okay, if he is doing it, this is where he would do it. And then you asked to take a picture, and I'm like, oh gosh. And I could see like you and Emily looking back and forth. I'm like, Wait, am I crazy or is this happening? And then it happened and I was like,
well, but then I covered
what the heck,
it up
I'm
really
actually
good.
right. Yeah, tying your shoe.
That was genius.
Okay, when you said you were gonna tie your shoe, I was like, oh gosh. And then I looked down and you were actually tying your shoe and I'm like, okay, never mind, this sucks. I'm just not excited for nothing.
Yeah, that was the whole point.
And so then I was like, oh no, and then you did and I was like, wait, what?
The whole time that you were like waiting.
Oh, there you go. Okay, we'll start asking the questions that they have for us since I can't remember what my question is. First question, oh gosh, okay, this is awkward. Okay, well first off, okay, I'm gonna start with this because it's just stupid. Carson wants to know which my favorite one of your cousins is.
Dawson.
No, my favorite cousin that you have.
That's what I'm saying, Dawson.
Dawson by far is my favorite cousin.
Yeah,
like, I'm sorry to
Carson.
everyone else is watching. Like, none of them are watching this video.
No.
Dawson's not even watching this video.
No.
But I like him. He's so cute. Okay, people are asking, what is our wedding theme? Why don't you answer and then I'll answer? Because I don't know if you know what that even is.
I don't know.
Well, okay, if you were to guess what our wedding theme would be, what would you guess?
I don't know.
Just take a wild guess.
Pink? White? Disney? McDonald's? I don't know.
Okay.
I'm just guessing things that you like.
Those are colors. That's our, if they asked what our wedding colors are, then you would maybe say pink. But
There's wedding colors.
yes,
I
Brandon.
don't know.
Okay, our wedding theme, we don't really know anything yet, just so you guys know. It's like been a week, so we really don't know anything. But I mean, for sure we like Disney, so we want it to have a little bit of Disney in it. But my thing is I mostly want it to be like a fairy tale feel, so like princessy and Disney, elegant. Those are the themes. There's not a strong theme right now, but we like all those types of things, so yeah. Would you say that Disney might be our theme?
Yep.
Okay, so that's our theme, I guess you would say. Let's see. Okay, do you guys have an idea for a date for the wedding?
May 15th.
May 15th of 2021 is our date. That's, okay, so we're saying this, but like we don't have a venue yet, so it's not like locked in, but we feel like that's our date. So we have a lot of questions asking about like, oh my gosh, what are the decorations gonna be like for the wedding? Like, what is it gonna look like? Because people keep saying that because I have creative pictures on Instagram, they think my wedding is gonna be creative. And
It should be.
it should be.
My whole point from the beginning, I think she keeps trying to go like, it's almost opposite. Normally it's like the girl that's like go big and like make it look so cool and photogenic and all this.
Yeah.
And instead it's like you're opposite. You're like, let's invest literally all of our money into a photographer and videographer, and then who gives a crap about the wedding, so then they can take a crappy wedding and make it look good on camera. And I'm like, no, like you can get the worst photographer in the world, but our wedding is gonna be so freaking cool that the worst photographer in the world couldn't miss it with his camera. And that's like my ideology behind it, because like, you know what I mean. And so like, I don't know, I think the decorations and everything should be really cool and creative, because
well, okay, so for me it's just like I'm very sentimental, so I want the biggest things I want are the things I'm going to take away after the wedding, and so that's why I'm like photos and videos, that's what I want to invest in. And so so far what we've planned is like, I have a Pinterest board and everything, like everything's gonna be super cute, but like affordable cute. And so, like it's really cool. Like I'm already excited. Like there's lots of like flower stuff and like princess Disney type things. Like I have an idea where I want the guest tables to have like cute little Disney things that are like subtle Disney, so like not like full on, but like really subtle. I have like a ton of like subtle Disney stuff already, so I feel like with the stuff I own even, it could be super cool. But we have lots of ideas like with lights and a tent, and we want like a wooden cross with flowers, and we have really cool ideas. And like, I don't know, I think you don't have to spend a ton of money on decorations to make it cute, because to be honest, like in my Instagram, like I don't buy a whole bunch of clothes. Like I don't go out there and buy all these extravagant things. I just use what I have and make it look fun and cool. And so that's kind of like what I'm doing with this, I guess. But we're like really early on. Like we don't really know anything yet. And so we'll share more later. But like right now, that's all we know about. And then the last question, which this is a hard question to answer, but it says like, okay, so it's asking after we get married, like, what are we doing? Like, are we gonna live here? Are we not gonna live here? Like,
we don't know.
What are we gonna do? And like, we have absolutely no clue.
Well, we do. We have
how to
like
answer
options. So like, right now, do we tell them our plan, or is it wait?
Well, it's not. Let's just say it. It's not like it's for sure a plan. It's just like we
I don't know.
have a bunch of plans.
Should we keep it a secret though, and do it later?
I don't know. Do you think they can't know about it?
Maybe.
Do you want to keep that part of our lives a secret until later?
Yeah, maybe we should.
Do you have a reason?
No, I just think that I
No.
just think that's a better idea. I think that we should just wait.
Wait to share?
Yeah.
Okay. So we have plans. We don't have a plan. We have many plans.
We have many plans, one of which is plan A. We have to wait for more details on plan A.
Yeah.
And hopefully that works.
Yeah.
If it works, then you know, we can tell you all about it.
Yeah.
Or she
honestly, it's honestly just up to God. It's whatever he picked out for us. We just don't know the answer yet. So, yeah. I think we're done now. So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Bye!